everyone. I have another story about another character we know, Curious George. And today, Curious George has an Easter basket with a bunny in it. And we know Curious George, sometimes he gets into some predicaments because he forgets to listen and he gets so curious that he thinks, oh my goodness, I just have to see what's going to happen if I chase maybe the bunny. Let's give this story a read and see what happens. Curious George by Margaret and H.A. Rise. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. He lived with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. Today, George and the man were going to the park as a special treat. Well, kind of a bummer right now that we can't really go outside to parks and play like we used to, but you can still play in your yard. George was curious the moment they got to the park. It was Easter and the park was full of people. There were so many bright colors and so many things for a little monkey to do. And now we know George sometimes just can't do what's always the best, and he gets all kinds of troubles going. Children were flying kites high in the sky and decorating Easter baskets. They were even having egg rolling contests. Hey, that would be something fun to try at your house. Then George saw a small corral, which is like a little fenced-in area. What could be inside? I think you can see. A soft white bunny. He patted the bunny and fed it a carrot. But what was this? People were dyeing Easter eggs, yellow and blue and pink. Do you see what George forgot to do in the back? George was curious. He had never dyed an egg before. George dyed an egg yellow. Then George had an idea. With yellow and red, he made orange. With yellow and blue, he made green. And with red and blue, he made purple. Remember when we did all that color mixing in kindergarten? He dyed eggs, as only a monkey can, 4 at a time. Look at that. George can use his feet and his hands because monkeys can do that. Then he painted the egg with swirls, with polka dots, and with stars. Look at those beautiful eggs. They looked like brightly colored balls. George just could not resist. He even juggled them. Oh, George, he just always makes those silly mistakes. Oh, no, shouted a woman. The Easter bunny is gone. But George didn't notice because just then he saw a man losing one egg. And he lost another. And then even more eggs. In an instant, George grabbed a basket and he began to help that man find all of his lost eggs. Is the man really losing his eggs? He's hiding them for the other kids. George found eggs here and he found eggs there. He had almost collected them all when a boy said, "Hey! That monkey is taking all of the eggs. Stop him!" George was so busy that he didn't even hear him. Then he saw one last egg under some bushes. "This egg will be perfect for dyeing," he said. What do you think it is? It wasn't an egg at all. It was a bunny's tail. How surprised George was. He patted the bunny and placed it in his basket on top of the eggs. "Hey, that monkey found the Easter bunny," said a girl. "Hooray!" cried a little boy. Everyone congratulated George. The bunny looks pretty happy to be with George. "Now that the Easter bunny is safe and sound, George," said the man with the yellow hat, "can you hide all of the eggs you gathered so that all the children can now find them?" So now George is going to go hide all the eggs. For this job, he was lucky to be a monkey. George hid the eggs in places only a curious monkey could. Look at that. It was the best egg hunt ever. After the hunt, George and the man with the yellow hat waved goodbye to all their new friends. As George and his friend drove away, the children waved back, calling out, "Happy Easter, George." So again, curious little monkey, but he always gets his way out of it, doesn't he? All right, you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you get to search for some eggs. Bye-bye.